Things are happening in the crypto space right now. Things are moving fast, Take a look at this. Voyager Digital, the very popular crypto exchange which had a ton of people's money on there. They halted withdrawals a little while ago, right? We all knew about it. Right now, however, they decided to go bankrupt. Well, they now officially filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And this leads to an entire story that we need to cover today. Today, we're uncovering a couple of problems in the crypto space regarding these exchanges, regarding these halting of the withdrawals, regarding everything. It's a very big warning, but a lot of stuff is going to be covered today, so make sure that you press that like button. Again, guys, I always appreciate all of you just coming on by, pressing that button like that. I always want to hit 500 likes, and it's always, pretty doable if I ask you guys for it. Yesterday, we almost got there. Today, let's smash that button. Let's go. Before we move on, there's actually one warning I got to give as well. If you're getting an email regarding MetaMask or a lot of crypto services for that matter, OpenSea it kind of works for as well, or you're thinking that you're talking to me or any other crypto person, I should say, just know that it is most likely fake. The chance of it being fake is 99%. So just don't interact with it if possible. And if you ever want to know if you're talking to me, for example, just tell them, hey, respond to me over on Twitter or confirm over on Twitter, because I probably won't do that. Let's talk about the story, huh? So the reason I got into this story was partially because I saw everybody talking about this bankruptcy. It was also partially, though, because I saw that hashtag sell from Celsius short squeeze is going trending over on Twitter right now. I was like, what? Are people really, what? And honestly, it kind of sucked me in, not gonna lie to you. Reading through this, they're like, whoa, Celsius holders are stronger than ever. Good morning, Celsians. Time for another day of strength. And I really am kind of surprised by all the people that are saying, you know what, Voyager stopped the withdrawals and went bankrupt instantly. So Celsius is in a really good position. We're going to make some money. I'm buying $1 million worth of Celsius. Okay, I didn't see that. But if this people buy like $30,000 worth and whatnot, people are calling for it to be like a GME 2.0, which is crazy. And with crazy, I don't mean crazy stupid, by the way. I'm just meaning crazy as in, wow. One thing I'm wondering is kind of like, okay, right? And I said this before over on Twitter. Listen to me carefully. So they have stopped the withdrawals. Have they also stopped the deposits? Don't know about that. I don't think so, right? So you can't get your money out, but probably can put it in. Or at least there's a lot of money still inside. People are wondering, what are they paying off their loans from? And if you're wondering what loans we are referring to, you can check it out right here on the DeFi Explorer. You can see here for yourself, they have done a pretty good job getting the liquidation price all the way down towards $2,700. And they right now have paid off a huge amount. Makes you really wonder, where are they getting all this money from to pay it off? What is happening in that sense, right? How could they, or what's making them do this, or what's happening? But then again, you got to consider, they are making money on the money that you deposited. And there might be a problem of, okay, there could be three problems at hand. One is that they have just not enough money to pay everybody out, right? And this mostly has to do with the fact that they are just making some losses left and right, or they made some losses because of the whole Terra situation, for example. And so right now, they're not in a position to pay everybody out. Scenario number two is they have enough money, but they just notice, hey, we can stop withdrawals and make freaking tens of millions of dollars here, so we're going to do that. The other one is we can pay everybody out, but if everybody pays out, then we're going to not have enough money to pay back some of the loans, and if Bitcoin price drops more, we're going to get liquidated. So we'd rather keep your money to pay off some of our own loans to make sure that we don't lose money as a platform to be able to keep paying you out. Last part being variable, as it could also be to just not lose money as a company, because they might literally have enough to pay everybody out. You don't know. We can talk about this insolvency and whatnot, but it's very hard, right? For example, Sam Bankman-Fried, who was looking into all of this, I think he also stated that some things just don't line up perfectly. And we don't know if that's in like Celsius's favor or if that's just negative to everybody. We just don't know. For Voyager, though, that story is a little bit different as, well, they are literally taking steps right now. They can't really not. So Voyager, of course, came into a lot of trouble, partially because of Luna, Terra, partially because of the Three Arrows Capital situation, which again is connected to Luna, Terra, which we're going to talk about in a second as well. But apparently, about a month ago, they said they were going to get back stronger than ever. Or actually, I think multiple different occasions they've said, no, we're going to pump back up. And they've gotten a couple of different loans, which is making me wonder why they would go and file for bankruptcy here. The Three Arrows Capital's $660 million default forced the firm to file for bankruptcy, Chapter 11 in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York earlier today, which of course comes after Three Arrows Capitals themselves actually went to file for bankruptcy. But I'm wondering, right? Because they have $350 million of customers' deposits. What's going to happen to that specific money? But also, they just accepted some loans, right? And I thought that Alameda or FTX was giving them another hand of being able to get, I think, up to $600 million worth of credit. They only took 75 of that, making me wonder, why not take more and try to save yourself? What happened there? And I keep thinking as well about this. Alameda Ventures did not expect repayment of the capital, so they're basically giving up. So FTX and Alameda, they're basically saying, hey, you know what? We're giving you 75 million to maybe save you. Don't give it back. Keep it. And this is causing a lot of FUD for Celsius to be next to file for bankruptcy, as they can't wait out any longer. But again, it makes me worry. How, why, or what is making them go bankrupt where they cannot loan themselves out of the situation? They got a ton of money in customers' deposits. What is forcing them to make this choice, and why is it so hard to find that out? The founder has said that the bankruptcy filing will help Voyager emerge as a stronger company. Quote, this well-established legal process whereby companies reorganize their financial obligations to emerge as stronger organizations provides an efficient and equitable mechanism to maximize recovery. Our goal is to come out a stronger organization. Makes me wonder if this Chapter 11 bankruptcy basically means, we are not going away. We just are not able to pay our peoples back. So we want to go through the method of paying the people back in the best way possible. And then it doesn't mean the end of their company, which, again, I kind of thought it was. It could just be my ignorance. But yeah, that's what they've been putting over on Twitter. So, yeah, it's a very, very strange situation, I find. Apparently, they have over 100,000 creditors, including Alameda, of course, who they owe $75 million to. Company currently has over $110 million in cash crypto assets, which is very low, in my opinion. It has a further $350 million worth of cash in the for benefit of customers account at Metropolitan Commercial Bank. Then again, whenever I started thinking, I was like, maybe it's because of indeed what they said. Three Arrows Capital owes them, let's say, $600 million. And because of that situation, they maybe need to go bankrupt to actually be able to, acquire that money even more efficiently, maybe. Then again, over the top, they're just saying that they are doing this to give people back in the best way possible, maximize value for shareholders, so I guess stakeholders, especially customers, and emerge stronger later on. And sure, that's interesting for me to read. It's hard to say exactly what the reasoning was. However, it goes a layer deeper, This is not a fun situation. This is a very serious one, and Fatman also shared from Voyager's subreddit. Pretty messed up. We keep talking about these companies throwing around some 9-figure sums and making fun of people like Sudzu, but in the end, they're still living lavish lives. That 650 mil wasn't theirs. It was hundreds of people's savings added up. This is the same for Terra and Luna situation, which, by the way, is pressed the wrong thing. Dumbass me, is, by the way, getting a little bit heavier investigations. It's going through, things are looking good in that nature, where he might be finally getting some sort of justice. At least I kind of hope that everything's going to be figured out properly. But I'm more so referring to the fact that we can talk about these numbers as if it's like, oh, wow, look at that. He just lost $650 million. What a stupid guy. What a scam artist. Well, no, he probably is still a billionaire. He's probably still, got hundreds of millions of dollars. Other people lost their money, that were involved with the platform. With Luna and Terra, he lost a lot of money, which is only there because, well, he sold a lot of Luna to people and they bought in. So he lost a lot of money that became worth something because he sold a lot of Luna to people who lost at the end of the day more. But with the Voyager and situation and whatnot as well, them going down and Celsius going down is not going to hurt the founders too much, from the perspective that they're still most likely extremely wealthy and probably won't get charged with straight up fraud where they might have to pay people back from their own personal pockets. They're not personally liable. It's just literally people that were involving themselves in the platform. And the story that you're seeing in front of you, I don't want to read it out loud here over on YouTube, but please pause it for a second and read it for yourselves. Because it's heartbreaking stuff, if you started thinking about it. Why? Well, because if you think about it, right, like here, I don't think, and this is what Fatman says, and I agree, having your life savings in USDC earning yield with a US registered, publicly traded company is terrible risk management, right? Seen worse. The entire chain of events has been pretty unexpected and unprecedented. Luna, on the other hand, and that's where I agree, having your money in a savings platform like this, basically, I don't think it was too crazy of a decision to make. The only thing is that I personally think you should always split up a little bit, because some people said they can't pay rent and whatnot. It's a stupid choice, I think. But yeah, it's like a domino effect, right? Crypto savings expert owned by Martini Guys also shared a little thread of everything that's just going down right now, right? There is so much that's happening right now in the crypto space in terms of everything going down. If you guys get my drift, in terms of Need to phrase it the right way. In bankruptcy, there we go. Yeah, it's been kind of just scary or like, it gives me chills to watch all this. Learned a little bit more about the difference between a chapter 15 and whatnot. I actually looked it up on Google a little bit. Didn't fully understand exactly what all these chapters were about, but he explains it, or yeah, it's explained pretty well right here. Non-US companies can use chapter 15 if they have an insolvency case pending in another country. And apparently chapter 11, U.S. bankruptcy, is if you owe between 1 and 10 billion to more than 100,000 people. And apparently it's known as a reorganization bankruptcy as it involves reorganizing company assets and debts. It is a complex bankruptcy but allows the company to remain in business, which again I did not know up front until reading this a little bit later during the making of my video. I was really confused about the whole situation. About the Terra situation, by the way, because I kind of cut it short maybe a little bit. They're getting a proper investigation in the U.S. now because apparently Korea and the U.S. are going to share information on it to maybe crack it down a little bit further. Yeah, can't say anything negative about this. Apparently, on the left, we have a Justice Minister Hong Dong-hu. Who? Don't know. And apparently on the right, we have the prosecution officials from the U.S. I mean, it's a $40 million scam, right? So a lot is going to happen in terms of how far they're going to be looking this all up. There was one thing I can connect to this, which again is really shitty. This, right? Whenever I read it, I'm like, oh, what a dumbass. How stupid, you know? Uprise lost 99% client, you know? Then you start to read client funds while shorting Luna during its price crash. Like, what the actual But in all seriousness, Uprise got liquidated trading Luna futures and lost 20 million in client funds. The loss represents 99% of the funds custodied by the clients on the platform. Yeah, what can I say about this, right? They literally lost 99% of the money shorting Luna. The irony of this all. What in the world is happening? Apparently they were doing just fine, but got caught during one of the sudden price pumps along the way. And yeah, that is kind of awkward. They apparently lost $3 million of their own money, but I don't care about that. It's about the people's money. And that's a crazy amount of money that they then apparently lost, right? $20 million of clients' funds. What can you do about this? Nothing. Which is once more why I keep telling you, if you're giving your money to some of these platforms, right, they're lending it out or they're investing it somewhere, even with big banks, right, but they have better risk margins. If they mess up, you lose your money, and sometimes there's no way to regain it. So be careful with this stuff, guys. Get your money off exchanges. I personally still have a lot of money on exchanges because I'm a dumbass and I'm a hypocrite, but that's also because I know my proper risk management. I'm not going to be crying if something happens to the exchanges that I have money on, and I don't have a significant amount of money where anything's going to happen to me anyway. The majority of my funds are on my ledger or anything of this sort, right? You can also just put it into your own Exodus wallet, whatever, you know, just pick a wallet or a MetaMask even where you have the keys. That's all you need. You know, just take it off at the exchange and I think you're good to go. Eventually, by the way, regulations are going to come in and they're going to come in hot, right? At some point or another, you might actually just get locked out of your account because you didn't do this or didn't do that. It's also one thing to keep considering. Or some exchange might have been fraudulent and they claim all the money. You can never claim your money again because, well, it was fraudulent. Something stupid like that. It's going to happen at one point or another. Warning you guys up front about it. A lot of crazy stuff is going to happen, but I'm warning you right now, all right? Yeah, a little warning. Important one. That's it for right now. If you didn't press the like button yet, press it. See ya.